Are you not smart enough to understand that? Are you treated differently because you're white? I think you should be treated differently because you're a Nazi sympathizer. I think you should be treated differently because you're a bigot and you sound like a Klansman grand wizard. Start off with Adolf. Adolf is first up on PTL. Hello, Adolf.
Brian, welcome to the second greatest day of my life.
And why is it what was the first greatest day of your life, sir?
It was Trump's first inauguration.
Okay. So why are you so excited? Tell me.
I'm very excited. There's a lot of things going to be going on that he's going to be doing. And but Brian, I've called before, and what I'd like to do is I'm in Las Vegas, and I know you're there, and I'm having a party tonight in my room at the casino at the hotel, and I'd like to invite you to it.
What type of party?
Would you like to come to my party tonight?
Well, I don't really get along with Trump supporters these days, so I'll give a hard pass on that. But enlighten me. What is going to be happening at this party?
So it's great. It's our Nazi memorabilia night.
Are you being serious? You're selling Nazi memorabilia?
The history is absolutely amazing.
So
the helmets that are brought in, the clothes from the Jews, there's pictures. We all learn, and you can buy different things.
Hold on.
Different people.
You're asking a Jewish person to show up to a party selling Nazi memorabilia, and you seriously think that that's something that I would consider? Let me ask you a question. Is that why
throwing out the gauntlet for you? I'm trying to be nice.
Well,
Biden was the one that wanted inclusivity.
That's
so
like
I'm trying to include.
That's like asking a black person to show up at a party where they're going to be selling nooses from the days of slavery. Completely idiotic, number one. Number two, the fact that you are probably a Nazi yourself, when he said stand back and stand by, how did that make you feel? Did that empower you?
Again, Biden was the one that let me be what I want to be, being inclusive with everything, and that's what I am, and I'm very proud of it. We're going to learn a lot about the Nazi Party tonight. We're going to talk with other people.
Well, that's where we agree. So you would agree with me that the Republican MAGA Party is the Nazi Party, then? You would agree?
And the history is incredible. How the information was brought up and how people got the different things for our memorabilia.
All right, I don't want to talk about your Nazi memorabilia because, quite frankly, sir, it's absolutely disgusting what you're saying. I want to know why you support Donald Trump. I want to know, is it because of his bigotry and hatred?
You want to come to my party tonight?
No, I don't want to go to your, probably the last party in the world I'd want to go to, but I'm sure Marjorie Taylor Greene and many of those in the MAGA Republican Party will probably be going there. Will you have any Proud Boy members at your party? Because they were marching in Washington, D.C.
They probably will be some. We're all kind of intertwined with each other and we're enjoying it. And we're learning a lot.
Sir, so I want to know,
to put that out for you.
When you would celebrate the killing of 7 million Jews and you celebrate a 34-count felon, liable sexual abuser, I'm wondering how you look at yourself in the mirror. Do you have any daughters? Do you have any kids, sir?
I have kids, yes. I have a wife. I have kids.
So what would your kids...
I'm teaching them that the Holocaust was a good start.
Did you just say the Holocaust was a good start? So you think murdering a bunch of innocent people is a good thing? Is that what you just said?
I think it's going to be bringing back.
All right.
I think it's going to be bringing back what we need.
All right. So you're obviously a hateful person, and I'm not shocked that you are a supporter of Donald Trump. Are you in the Klan? I mean that as a serious question. Are you in the Ku Klux Klan? Are you a Klansman? Because you certainly sound like one.
There is no Klan.
What do you mean there is no Klan? David Duke has been the leader of the Klan for decades. What the hell are you talking about? There are people that wear white hoods, and you're probably one of them. You sound like a Klan member. You sound like an evil white supremacist insurrectionist that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. And you sound like your typical right-wing extremist Donald Trump supporter, someone who hates Jews. I would imagine you probably hate minorities, too. What do you think about black people?
Well, I don't see any white people having their own day like today.
What are you talking about? Donald Trump had his inauguration day today. He's white or orange or whatever you want to call it.
There's a Martin Luther King Day, right?
Yeah.
He's a black guy. Why isn't there anything for white people?
Because white people didn't have to use different water fountains. White people weren't owned by human beings. We had something called slavery. White people haven't gone through the atrocities that black people have had to go through in our history. Sure. Are you not smart enough to understand that? Are you treated differently because you're white. I think you should be treated differently because you're a Nazi sympathizer. I think you should be treated differently because you're a bigot and you sound like a Klansman grand wizard. Do you really think that name me one white person in society that accomplished what Martin Luther King was able to accomplish? Name me one.
I just want to go back to what you said earlier.
Why don't you name me one? No, why can't you answer that question? Name me one person that has accomplished.
I want to thank Lincoln for changing the rules along the way. Can you imagine how much great this country would be right now?
Okay, Abraham Lincoln did some great things with ending slavery. I will certainly give you that. It's probably the only thing you've said in this conversation that I agree with. You don't think we should have Martin Luther King Day?
No, we should be having Abraham Lincoln Day with him not freeing the slaves. It would have been much better for us now.
Like, I want to ask you a serious question. Did your parents raise you to be a racist bigot? Like, did they raise you to use the N-word? Did they raise you to hate people?
No. Hey, don't bring my parents into this. They're great people. Don't bring my father.
Okay, they certainly sound like. Well, I just did.
My brothers and I were raised, and we were raised how we are, and don't bring them up.
Okay, well, I just did. It sounds like you were raised to be a racist bigot.
And guess what? My kids being raised the exact same way. And
well, your kids.
Fantastic.
Well, you must be very proud of yourself. What do you tell your kids?
I'm very proud. Why would I not be proud of my family?
So your kids are going to be grand wizards as well. You must be very proud of that, sir. Is there anything else you'd like to say before I hang up on you? Because quite frankly, you are just a typical alt-right MAGA bigot. That's exactly what you are. You are despicable. You are dangerous. And you sound like an extremely hateful and ignorant person. But is there anything else you'd like to add to embarrass yourself?
Heil, Brian.
Okay.
Died, Jew.
Yeah, okay. Very funny. Have a nice day. That's exactly the type of person that will be supporting Donald Trump. On PTO. Hello, Dardo.
Hello. Yeah. I got a question for both of you, Leonard and you, Brian. Why do you guys hate on Trump so much when we are the hottest country in the world?
Okay. So Dardo, let me respond to that. First of all, when you say, hold on, when you say we are the hottest country in the world, are you referring to temperature? Dardo, please be specific. How are we the hottest country in the world?
We got all the attention. Come on, guys.
Okay, so attention. Okay, hold on a second. Dardo, hang on. Let's slow down here. So Dardo, just because you have attention doesn't make you hot. There was a lot of tension on Bill Cosby, right? When he was getting charged with rape.
O.J. Simpson.
Okay. So that doesn't mean that he's hot. That's not a positive thing. So explain to me.
Make it positive.
Okay.
Sir.
Okay. So why would you say we're hot? Please be specific and don't say because people are talking about it. We got everybody
looking at us. Look at what's America.
We've got everybody. Okay, so your definition of
positive. Because they're laughing at us.
So everybody was looking at Osama bin Laden after. Hold on a second, Dardo. I need you to listen. Everybody was looking at Osama bin Laden after 9/11. Did that make Osama bin Laden hot? Was that a positive? Can you spin Osama bin Laden?
That was hot.
Okay, so you're going to make the claim that you're going to turn that into a positive when Osama bin Laden was the mastermind behind 9/11 when 4,000 innocent 4,000. Hey, dumbass, why don't you listen? Hey, dumbass, stop talking. Pot him down. You said that because you're hot and because you have attention, that's a positive. Adolf Hitler killed 7 million Jews. Can you turn that into a positive, sir? Adolf Hitler still gets a lot of attention.
Everybody knows who that is, right?
Okay, so is that a positive? No, sir. Yeah, you said you could spin that into a positive if somebody's quote unquote hot. Can you please spin Adolf Hitler into a positive?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, let's hear you try, sir.
Okay, he got the technology that helped us go to the moon. So what do you think about that?
You are just a sick son of a bitch.
What is he talking
you
about?
Are a
Dardo,
sick, you are a sick son of a bitch. Let me be very, very clear.
Reality?
Not only are you a sick son of a bitch and a despicable human being, but I truly pray to God that you are
deported
to Gaza right now, and you're never allowed to come back. You are a sick, demented son of a bitch.
Or Venezuela.
For you to even try to spin Adolf Hitler into a positive shows what an and even if you called into the show just to joke around to get your jollies off, the man was responsible for killing 7 million Jews. He murdered 7 million Jews. And you have the gall to call into the show
to try to turn Adolf Hitler into a positive makes you an absolutely despicable human being and an embarrassment, quite frankly, to your family, to your friends, and to this country. And I hope you burn in hell.
And we're getting attention because most countries are laughing at us. Xi and Putin just had a summit that they invited North Korean leader Kim Jong-un to. And you know who wasn't invited? Us, because we're not hot. They're laughing at us. The European leaders are laughing at Trump.
That was a very sick man who
We're
called
getting
in.
attention because they're clowning around.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of ass
Listen,
clowns.
anybody that's the guy sounded like Nick Fuentes. Do you realize how insane you sound, sir?
Well, if the people that were the elected officials on January 6th would have done their job, Trump wouldn't have had to go in and do it for them.
What are you talking about?
I got to tell you, these people that keep going into that he's sending into Washington, D.C., I think it's a fantastic idea.
Why?
I live in Chicago, and I wish he'd send the National Guard into us here in Chicago and clean this town up from all these people. Just get rid of all the hoodlums.
Get rid of all the hoodlums. So you think the National Guard should be the organization that provides law and order and goes after other American citizens? You think that if you don't like the crime, or you think there's too much crime in a city, your feelings should be based on calling out the National Guard? Do you realize how ridiculous that sounds?
Well, the people that are supposed to be doing this aren't getting that job done.
What do you mean?
So
In D.C., the crime is going down. What are you talking about? They're not getting the
I'm
job
in
done.
Chicago.
Okay. How about the crime in Chicago? You tell me then. Since you live in Chicago, you must know the statistics, right?
Yeah, I do. It's going up. That's all you need to know. It's going up.
Violent crime is up in Chicago? Violent crime is up?
And it's the hoodlums. It's those people.
The hoodlums. What do you mean by the hoodlums?
What do you mean? Send the National Guard in to clean up all the hoodlums.
What do you mean by the hoodlums? Were they? Did you call the people who stormed the Capitol on January 6th hoodlums? What is your definition of a hoodlum? Just tell me.
Just the bad people.
Just the bad people. So were they hoodlums? Were they hoodlums on January 6th?
They were hoodlums.
They were. Then why didn't Donald Trump call in the National Guard?
I can't. All I know is that we need to send them into Chicago to clean up the hoodlums.
Do you think they
clean up the people that are here, and to make sure that we're able to live in a place where we pay taxes, that we can be safe?
So you think the National Guard should be called out to a city because you think it's not safe there?
Well, the stats will show you that it's not safe. So the National Guard needs.
So you care about stats?
They need to clean it up.
You care about stats, then, right? You're a stats person. Is that fair to say, sir?
Trump doesn't, right?
Yeah.
Of course I am.
Okay, then how would you describe D.C. and the crime over the course of the last 2 years? Is it going up or down?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay, well, let me give you, since you're a stats person, let me just give you some facts here. Crime as a whole, the last couple of years, down at least 8%. Violent crime is down 26%. In fact, when you look at violent crime, it's the lowest it's been since the mid-1960s. You just claim that you're a stats person. So please defend Donald Trump deploying the National Guard into D.C. since you claim you're a stats person, and I just gave you the facts. Can you please explain yourself?
I can only talk about Chicago where I live, and they need to.
What do you mean you can only talk about Chicago? You just said you're defending Trump deploying troops to D.C. You called them hoodlums. I just gave you the stats. What do you mean you could only talk about Chicago? I don't live in Chicago. I live in Las Vegas, and I can tell you the stats in D.C. do not defend Donald Trump's actions in deploying the National Guard, just like it didn't defend his actions in deploying the National Guard to L.A. You don't have to live in Chicago to know that unless you're an idiot.
Do you want Trump to send the National Guard into Las Vegas where you live to clean it up?
No, absolutely not. Why the hell would I want that? I'm not an idiot. I'm not a racist.
Well,
why would I want that? Why?
Well, are you saying I'm a racist?
You sound like one. They seem to be hoodlums. I don't know what you mean by that.
I just want it cleaned up.
You want it cleaned up, okay? And are you a racist? Tell me, yes or no?
Okay.
No, I'm not a racist.
Oh, you're not a racist. Okay. All right. Well, it's okay. So why didn't he call in the National Guard on January 6th then? You admitted to me that they're hoodlums, right?
I can't answer that. I just know that they should send him into Chicago where I live.
Have you ever been the victim of a crime in Chicago?
I have been a victim of a crime.
Oh, yeah. What's that? Someone hanging up on you on a radio show because you sound like an ignorant fool? Is that?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've been robbed.
You've been
I've been
robbed.
robbed.
Okay, so because you've been robbed, that defends the excuse to bring the National Guard in. Guess what? I've been robbed too. I never said bring in the
Okay.
National Guard. You know what I do? I call the police. I call 911. Local law enforcement handles that stuff, not the National Guard.
And where did that get you? The National Guard needs to come in to clean things up.
Where did it get me? The person who robbed me got arrested and went to jail. That's where it got me.
Well, that's good. Good for you. That's great. It's not happening in my.
So what do you blame for all the crime in Chicago then? What do you blame?
I blame the people that were elected.
You blame the people that were elected. Last I checked, Donald Trump was elected. So do you blame him?
Well, no, the local.
Oh, only the local. So you always blame the local people for crime. Did you blame Donald Trump for what took place on January 6th?
That wasn't the local people, was it?
It was Donald Trump in the White House in D.C., who's the president of the United States, who put out a speech moments before the insurrection and said that the election was stolen. You don't put any responsibility on Donald Trump for what took place on January 6th, but you want to blame any elected official in any city that you're robbed? Do you realize how insane you sound, sir?
Well, if the people that were the elected officials on January 6th would have done their job, Trump wouldn't have had to go in and do it for them.
What are you talking about?
What job did he do?
What job are you talking about?
The few hours that he didn't tell the rioters to go home, took him a few hours to do that.
By the way, crime rates are down in Chicago, so you don't know what you're talking about. You just said crime rates are up. They've been going down over the course. No, they're not. I just caught you in a lie. You have no idea what you're talking about.
No,
what? Because at one point, no, you're wrong. You're wrong.
No, they're up.
No,
they're up.
They're not up.
They're up.
You're wrong.
They're
They're not. No, crime.
Up.
No, you're clueless. You're clueless. Are you a January 6th insurrectionist, sir? Be honest.
No, I'm from Chicago.
I know you're from Chicago. So what? Were you there on January 6th? Are you the guy that defecated on Nancy Pelosi's desk? Because you certainly sound like him.
No.